fellowers. Welcome back to FanZcene. Greg here. And today I have for you, streaming movies are not a priority, but what about theatrical movies? So Skydance has recently purchased Paramount Pictures, and the new CEO of Paramount, I almost said Skydance, is going to be Paramount, made a bold claim. Him and his new people running it made a bold claim, and I'm going to go ahead and bring up this article because it's from Variety, and we're going to go over it, and I'm going to give you some of my thoughts on it because some of it's good, some of it I still don't think these studios still quite grasp what they actually killed. So it says here, streaming movies not a priority at Paramount Skydance. David Ellison says debate is over about theatrical releases driving value for film. Now, see, that sounds awesome, right? Because I'm 100% for that. I think streaming is a horrible business model. It's destroyed so much, and I'm going to get into a little bit of that as well, too. And I think the theatrical movies need to be presented once again as theatrical movies and give us a reason why we go to the theaters. But some of the stuff that's said in this, which I'll get into, is a little concerning. So we'll scroll down and we'll start here. It says, the leadership team at Skydance's Paramount have no interest in playing the original streaming movies game and doubled down on the importance of robust theatrical releases. Absolutely love hearing that. Absolutely love hearing that. I also got to start making better movies as well, right? Got to start making better movies. And it says, new Paramount CEO David Ellison gathered with top lieutenants at a press gaggle in Los Angeles on Wednesday, where the just acquired company's president, Jeff Shell, fielded questions about theatrical windows, the amount of time a new movie runs in theaters before moving to paid video on demand and streaming services. Now, this is what I think is a lot of problems with a lot of things we're going to get into, and I still don't think they quite understand this. I really don't think they understand this. It says, during his previous tenure as CEO of NBC Universal, Shell was known to be an aggressive advocate of the landmark deal that Universal Pictures made in 2020 with theater chains like AMC and Cinemark. The mold-busting arrangement permitted Universal to move its films from the theaters to PVOD after only 17 days. And this is a guy that, see, this is what frustrates me, and I'll give you my thoughts after I finish reading this paragraph. So it says, considerably shorter than the industry standard 90-day exclusive window where theater owners hope to pack seats and sell concessions before letting the consumer decide to leave the house or to watch a new film at home. This is what makes me so mad, because this is dumb. They start with this like, yes, we're no longer prioritizing streaming movies. Streaming is basically going to be for TVs, basically what they're going to be saying. And we need to bring back theatrical movies and everything. Well, this is one of the things that's killing, one of many things that are killing the theatrical going experience, because I was a big fan of the movie Superman. I love the new Superman movie, but it's coming to a PVOD 35 days after its release. And the guy that's now running, the CEO of Paramount, Skydance, is now who made a deal where they wanted their movies to go 17 days in the theaters and then PVOD. This is killing it. Because not only are they cutting off the theatrical window, most people that actually go to the theater, who loved going to the theater, are getting fed up of going to the theater because it's no longer fun going to the theater. Because why go to the theater when you can just wait a few days and you can watch it on PVOD? And plus, like, with the new generation of people going in, like, nobody wants to go. I know it was a big thing and I know it made a lot of money, but trust me, the real theater going people do not want to sit in a theater and have a bunch of kids screaming, yelling, throwing popcorn because somebody said chicken jockey. Right? That is so aggravating. Nobody wants that. That's theater decorum and is no longer decorum. People don't want people taking out their phones, Instagramming stuff and watching movies and screaming and yelling when people say stuff. They want to enjoy the movie, and the movies themselves are no longer as good as they once were. And I think this is what makes me so mad, because we're also forgetting the physical media release. Yes, I know. Everybody's digital POVOD and streaming and all that. This is what they've literally killed the golden goose. Excuse me. They've literally killed the golden goose, because when a movie used to come out back in the day, right, it would stay in theaters for a very long time. And I think some of the reasons why we love so many great movies, besides the fact that they actually were fun and entertaining and they weren't just content or message driven, is because we would go to the theater, we would repeat view these, and sometimes we'd have to wait 6 months or even a year in some cases before that movie came out on VHS or DVD, before we could rent it and rewatch it again and buy it. And in some cases, when a movie would would go to the theaters, and whether it was a hit or a flop, it would make its box office. Say maybe a movie made $100 million when it came back out on physical media, VHS, and renting and everything, it would make another sort of box office. It would make almost another $100 million. Are they making money on these PVODs? Because when they come out, once they leave the theaters, and it comes like 25, $30 to rent this, because it's a premium rental. Make sure you guys say premium rental, because people get mad if you don't say premium rental. Because I remember renting movies when they were like $2, but no, this is premium. It's no longer in theaters. Well, you're killing theaters, you're killing entertainment, you're killing movies. And when they come out on PVOD, yeah, it's charging 25, $30. They make about another $5 million. Yeah, $5 million is a lot of money. But take that to when they were making an extra $100 million on a physical media release, and they were keeping these movies in the theaters longer than fucking 17 days. Sorry, it makes me mad. It makes me mad because these studios, it sounds like some of these people that are, wanting to bring back everything, just don't get it. They don't get it. They don't get it. And this is a guy who used to work for Universal, who made a deal to make movies in 17 days in theaters to put them on PVOD. Yeah. Why would anybody go to the theaters and make these theatrical movies that you want to bring back theatrical? It doesn't make sense. And I'm going to continue with the article here because it closes out here. It says, Variety asked Shell if he'll be seeking a similar arrangement for Paramount Pictures and global movie theaters. And he says, do I believe you can maximize value in windows? Absolutely. And we're going to be looking at our windows across the board, Shell said, noting he'd spoken this week with AMC Theaters CEO Adam Aron. I don't think each movie is created equal. Different movies deserve different windows. Theatrical is critical and has to be part of the equation, but we're going to be much more diligent about looking at the value. In other words, yes, that sounds great, but it also sounds like, some of those movies that we would make for streaming, they're not. Maybe we'll put them in theaters, but they're not as valuable. So we'll just like put them back on PVOD. So what's the point? In theatrical movies that are meant to be theatrical movies will be theatrical movies. But why let them only in 17, 35, 45 days in theaters? You're losing. That aggravates me. Yes, I know there's a lot more things in this world. I'm an entertainment channel. I'm covering entertainment here, and this is just how I do it, right? I know there's much more important things going on in the world than movies and entertainment. I know that. But this is my channel. This is what I like to cover. And it allows me to vent a little, vent a little about stupidity, stuff like this. And it says, Elson went further, saying the debate was over about whether straight-to-streaming films had as much impact and value as those supported by long and splashy marketing campaigns meant to drive consumers to theaters. Paramount's new head of streaming, Cindy Holland, said it best and bluntly, streaming movies are not a priority for me. And I'll take that down. I do love hearing that. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love hearing that they no longer are prioritizing streaming movies. And I think Paramount is going to be going in a better direction forward, but they got to do something about these theatrical windows and prioritizing the theaters, because it sounds like let's prioritize, the theatrical releases and the value of a good movie and everything. But if you're only going to keep that movie in the theaters for 17 days, 35 days, and then put it directly in PVOD, you're going to lose money. You're going to lose that theatrical experience. You're going to lose that theatrical customer, because why even bother go to the theaters with everything like chicken jockey and popcorn and people filming constantly? Why even go to that if I can just wait 17 days to do it? I would never do that. I would rather go to a theater and see a good movie or wait for a physical media release. I do think there's a way to bring back a physical release because yes, more people are starting to buy physical movies again. It's not going to be the norm again. It's not going to be for the masses. The masses have moved on to digital and streaming, and that will always be there for them. But I think there's a great way to make a movie, a good movie, leave it in the theaters longer, release it on physical and digital PVOD at the same time, because that gives people the option to buy the physical movie or buy the digital movie, which you won't own. You're just renting it, prolonged, whatever. But I think that would help you guys a lot with your thing. But then again, I'm just some guy in a room full of nerdy toys who has no idea what he's talking about. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. Your thoughts, comments, everything about all this. Because on one hand, it is good news. On the other hand, they're still not grasping it, anyways. But let me know your guys' thoughts and comments. And if you liked what you saw here, maybe consider hitting that like button or subscribing, hitting that bell for notifications. That'd be awesome if I earned your guys' subscriptions, or possibly share the video out for everybody to see, or join and become a channel member, because that would help out my channel immensely. Thank you, and shout out to all my channel members. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you guys for being channel members here, and for all of your support. And to everybody watching, whether you like me, hated me, or liked this video, or hated this video, I thank you for sticking this long. Wherever you all are, please have a great, safe, happy, healthy day, morning, afternoon, evening, and night. Always support physical media, because it really, truly is the superior format and good theatrical movies when you can. Now more than ever. Godspeed.